We just finished our build for the client and everything went smoothly, no problems whatsoever. So let me go over some of the parts if you missed our last video. Okay, the case that we're using is a WinSys WI08 small form factor case. It's made for mini ITX motherboards. It came with a 200 watt power supply, a slim type Sony DVD combo drive, which is like a laptop CD drive, as you can see. It's like a DVD-ROM drive. It's really slim, and you have to get a special SATA power cable. We had to special order that, and after we figured out it wouldn't work, we had to use one of our own DVD burners to boot up the system. Okay, now one thing about this computer that makes it so special is this motherboard. It's an mini IT. The thing that makes this board so special is that it's got a CPU on board. It's an Intel Celeron 220. You can see that? Intel Celeron 220 with the Intel 945 GC Express chipset. We have the CPU on board, which is the CPU's soldered onto the motherboard, and there's no installation required. Okay. Now this build was mainly for word processing, low productivity, and a lot of internet use. The system cost well under $400 without the monitor. We got a 17-inch monitor for it. The customer wanted us to test the monitor as well, so it's a great motherboard. Also, let's get to some of the other things that we added in here. Right below, I'll turn on the light. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a hard drive under this lip right here. It's an 80 gigabyte Western Digital Special Edition hard drive, Western Digital Caviar Special Edition. And it only was $35, which was a great deal. And we did our best with the cable management because it is a small case and the wires were everywhere. So we tidied up as many as we could. And you see this one crossing over. Couldn't do anything about that because the USB headers are all the way over here, and these cables aren't long enough to route over here and over here. Instead, we had to route them over here and onto over here. It's kind of messy, but we tidied it up enough so that we could get ample airflow. Right here, the CPU power. So we're gonna turn on the computer for you guys. There's our own testing monitor. Okay, we're gonna turn it on for you guys, and we've already done some stability tests, so there's no need for that. So let's turn this guy on. Now one thing you'll notice is the power supply is pretty loud. That's what you're hearing is the fan. So Asus ITX motherboard. Also we can get to the memory. The memory is 2 gigs of 533 megahertz. It's Kingston Value RAM. Got a great deal on that. That was like 20 bucks. And this system can only support up to 2 gigs, so we fit as much as we possibly could on the motherboard with only 2 slots. So yeah, you can see the CPU fan's pretty quiet. I doubt that you can hear that. It's pretty hard to hear. And then there's the long power supply. It looks a lot bigger on Newegg, but it's a lot smaller in person, so just a crappy cable management, but you know, we can only do what we could do at the time. So if the cables were shorter and if you know, if they weren't so long, I'd be able to push them out of the way. So let's check out this DVD. It's just like I said, it's going to be a DVD burner for like a laptop. So you press it once and it like kind of clicks out, and then you pull the rest out. See? You got your two USB 2.0s, microphone and headphone jack. The hard drive LED is not working, but that's not really a big problem. The hard drive LED works. It's red. It looks really sick. See, it's right there. Right here is a 60mm exhaust fan that's cooling the hard drive and CD-ROM drive. So it pushes a lot of air and it's pretty quiet. The power supply doesn't move like any air at all, and it's very loud. So this is a great small form factor system. It's very fast. The graphics are good enough to use for a small home theater system. If you've got like a I don't know, a 32-inch or a 40-inch, it's good enough for that. So yeah, please subscribe to our videos.